Imagine a colossal creature towering over cars and houses. Its massive tail sweeping the ground. Jaws lined with razor-sharp teeth glinting under the sunlight. This is Tyrannosaurus rex, the undisputed king of the Cretaceous period. But what if, through some twist of fate or scientific miracle, a T-Rex were to suddenly appear in our world today? Could such a legendary predator survive in the greatly changed environments of the 21st century? To answer this question, let's explore the modern climate, the availability of suitable prey, the omnipresent factor of human society, and the immense challenges of adaptation. First, consider the climate and habitats that T-Rex once called home. 66 million years ago, the world was a different place, warmer, more humid, with lush forests and sprawling floodplains. The region now known as North America, where many T-Rex fossils have been unearthed, was dominated by subtropical climates. This ancient landscape provides dense vegetation, moderate to high temperatures year-round, and abundant water sources. Today, much of that area is considerably cooler, often drier, and fragmented by cities, farmland, and infrastructure. The large tracts of uninterrupted wilderness that a T-Rex might have roamed are now rare. They've been replaced by patchwork environments that would challenge even the hardest of modern animals. A modern T-Rex would likely struggle with temperature extremes, especially in northern latitudes where winters bring frost and snow. Its physiology was adapted to warmer climates, with little evidence of features that would help it conserve heat. Urban heat islands, those pockets of higher temperatures in cities, might offer some respite. But these areas come with their own hazards, including traffic and human activity. In the southern United States or tropical zones, where temperatures and humidity more closely resemble the Cretaceous, a T-Rex might fare better, at least in terms of climate. However, suitable habitat is another concern. Dense forests could impede movement for such a large creature. Open grasslands might leave it exposed and vulnerable. Wetlands and swamps could provide cover and hydration, reminiscent of its ancient haunts. But these have drastically shrunk due to development and agriculture. Next, let's examine the question of prey. T-Rex was a carnivore, likely both an apex predator and a scavenger. It hunted massive herbivores like Triceratops and Edmontosaurus, creatures that could weigh several tons. Today, the largest land mammals are elephants, rhinos, and hippos. But these are only found in specific regions, and their populations are fiercely protected. In North America, the biggest potential prey would be bison, moose, or perhaps domestic cattle. None of which approach the size of a full-grown hadrosaur. A T-Rex's massive jaws and robust teeth were designed to crush bone and tear through thick hide, overkill for most modern animals. If a T-Rex found itself in the wilds of Africa, it might attempt to hunt elephants or buffaloes. In North America, it might go after bison or the occasional bear. However, these animals have evolved different defense mechanisms than its ancient prey. Herding behaviors, heightened awareness, and, in the case of humans, firearms. Domestic livestock would represent easy targets. But this would quickly bring the dinosaur into conflict with humans. Moreover, the sheer caloric needs of a T-Rex, estimated at several hundred pounds of meat per week, would put immense pressure on any regional ecosystem. It might be forced to roam vast territories, risking starvation if prey is scarce or too well defended. Now, consider the human factor. Modern society is everywhere: cities, towns, farms, and roads crisscross the landscape. Any large animal, from wolves to bears to elephants, inevitably comes into conflict with people. A 20-foot-tall, 7-ton predator would be no exception. The first sighting of a T-Rex would trigger immediate global attention. Emergency services, law enforcement, and possibly the military will be mobilized to contain or eliminate the threat. Drones and helicopters will track its movements. Tranquilizers, barriers, or, if necessary, lethal force would be deployed. Even if humans decided to protect and study the dinosaur, containment would be a monumental challenge. Zoos and wildlife reserves are not equipped to house an animal of this size and power. Its presence would disrupt local ecosystems, endanger livestock and pets, and pose a constant risk to human safety. Poaching might become a concern, as unscrupulous individuals seek to profit from its remains or capture. In all likelihood, the human response would be swift and decisive, aimed at neutralizing the immediate danger. But what if, by some incredible chance, a T-Rex managed to avoid detection and survive in a remote wilderness? Here, it will face new challenges. Competition with modern apex predators. Bears, big cats, crocodiles, and wolves dominate today's food chains. While none match a T-Rex in size or power, they are highly adapted to their environments and skilled at exploiting available resources. A T-Rex would be an outsider, unfamiliar with local prey, unable to recognize scent trails, warning signs, or hunting strategies. It might struggle to compete with packs of wolves or prides of lions, especially if it is alone and inexperienced. Adaptation is the final and perhaps biggest hurdle. T-Rex evolved in a specific niche, with physical characteristics optimized for its time. It does not rely on agility like smaller predators, but on its massive size and powerful bite. Modern landscapes are crisscrossed by fences, roads, and buildings. These would limit its movement. It might suffer injuries from collisions with vehicles or obstacles. Diseases, parasites, and unfamiliar bacteria could pose new threats. Creatures from the Cretaceous had different immune systems, and today's pathogens might prove deadly. Furthermore, without a population to breed and maintain genetic diversity, a lone T-Rex would face inevitable extinction. In conclusion, though the idea of a T-Rex roaming our world is thrilling, the realities of modern climate, limited prey, human interference, and adaptation challenges make its long-term survival nearly impossible. This magnificent predator was a product of its time, a master of its domain, perfectly suited to a world that no longer exists. In today's world, it would be an outlier, struggling to find food, shelter, and safety amidst unfamiliar dangers. Its story reminds us of the delicate balance that sustains life, and the relentless march of evolution, shaping creatures and ecosystems through the ages. While the legend of T-Rex will always capture our imagination, its time as ruler of the land remains firmly in the past. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to discover more interesting survival simulators.